last video, I was discussing on different addition laws, and then after I have discussed several special condition on which the result I have derived, and I show you some cases where directly you can put it during your calculation for the special cases. But at the end, I have just tried one more options that suddenly came in my mind, and I told you to practice or try at home if in case that gives some results. So the condition was, so this is chapter vector. So in that I told, if the angle, if you remember, the angle between the resultant and the base vectors is let's say a. This was the derivation that we did together, a cos theta, and your resultant was something like that, a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. So that was the different different special condition. So one of such condition that I have told, if in case a is equal to b, what would be the resultant, what is the relation of the alpha if two vectors acting, let's say a and b, and the resultant is r, this angle is theta, you know, this is alpha. So in case a is equal to b, so what would be the condition? This was the condition that I have left with you to try it. That time I didn't do it, but now if I do it, it would become tan alpha a sin theta. First, due to the a is equal to b, I put replace b with a, and then after cos theta. So it will give you, all a will be cancelled out. The numerator it will be sin theta, the denominator it will be cos theta. Now further we can reduce it, because this we know in the trigonometric formula, sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta, and cos 2 theta is equal to 2 cos square theta minus 1. So these two things, if we do it and replace there, now here is 2 theta, so that reduce to theta. Okay, so accordingly, if I replace it there itself, the values, those, if it is theta, then obviously it has to be further reduced by half, and the formula will be like that, and this one is equal to 2 cos square theta by 2. So out of this cos square theta, if I cancel, and 2 if I cancel, because cos theta by 2 is not 0, then we can cancel it out. If it is 0, then theta by 2 not equal to, means theta by 2 has to be, and what is that, cos 90 is equal to 0, so it has to be 90, and theta has to be 180. So if it is 180, so in special case, that alpha would be what, if both together, the alpha will be either 0 or 180. This is a special case. Okay, but if in case it is not, on that condition if I cancel it, so it will become tan of, means I have to write one other step, means once I'll cancel 1 cos theta, so cos theta cancelled out, this square will be cancelled out, 2 cancelled out, the numerator will be sin theta by 2, and denominator will be cos theta by 2. So it will be tan theta by 2. Now tan alpha is equal to tan theta by 2 will imply that alpha is equal to theta by 2 for this condition where a is equal to b, and the angle between the alpha and theta will be related in this condition. This is the condition I was discussing. Further, another more condition that I forgot to discuss, that was one of such I discussed, but together that I have not discussed. If cos theta I have discussed, if it is minus 1, along with that, if a is equal to b also, then what would be the condition? So in that case, if I put the value, if cos theta is equal to minus 1, so it will become a minus b whole square, and further the thing will come a minus b if A is equal to B, then it will be 0. So that means two vectors oppositely working and their magnitude are same, then these vectors will nullify each other. That is very useful in case two forces, let's say, acting, this one object is there lying on the ground and two forces, equal forces acting on both sides, means they are pulling the mass, this mass with the force F1 from both sides. So this object will not come under any resultant force, and due to that this will be standstill. There will be no velocity. Velocity will be 0. Okay, and displacement also will be, means S will be 0. Displacement also will be 0. Okay, so this is some condition where this implies. So moving to the problem solving session. So I will start with the problem number 1 today. So this chapter is again named as vector problem solving session problems. Okay, I name it problems. So the first problem that will come to you as, what is the angle between the forces? What is the angle between the forces x plus y and x minus y if resultant is, okay. Now when you can calculate resultant, that means it must follow the sum of the rule. So all addition rules are correlated. So if I follow that parallelogram rule, so there the resultant is equal to under root of, let's say, the a square plus b square plus 2ab into cos theta. So here the a is what, x plus y, and b, let's say, x minus y. So if I put the value of all this, r is equal to this one, this is r as per the resultant. So taking the square of both sides, this will become a x square plus y square, this side resultant square, and this side will be x plus y whole square plus x minus y whole square plus 2 into ab, that means x plus y into x minus y. So it will become plus of 2 into x square minus y square and followed by cos theta. Theta is the angle between x plus y and x minus y, that we have assumed the angle. Okay, this is x plus y, this is x minus, this is theta I am assuming. So from here, if I calculate this and this together, it will be 2x square plus y square, the same result here, and from here the remaining 2x square minus y square into cos theta. So if it is come this side, so ultimately what we will find? Ultimately we'll find 2 into x square minus y square into cos theta, that is equal to 0. So as x and y are not, you can assume x not equal to y, that's why it can be represented x plus y and x minus, otherwise there will be a null vector. So x not equal to 0, as per the condition you can assume. Okay, you can assume. Okay, so if it is so, this cannot be 0. So this has to be 0 if the two multiplication, two product of two values will be 0 only. Either of this is equal to 0 or any of this equal to 0. But this is cannot be 0. X not equal to y. That means x square minus y square cannot be 0. Okay. Then cos theta is equal to 0 must be. So theta is equal to, for what value of cos is equal to 0? That is equal to cos of 90. So theta is equal to 90. So this is the result, and this is the final answer. So what is the ask of this? The resultant is also what is the angle. So this is the angle 90 degree. Okay. 2. A vector A is given as plus 3i, 3j, and another and B is equal to B vector, that is equal to, B vector given by 5i minus 6j. Okay, so the magnitude of A plus B vectors. So for the earlier method that we did already, if A plus B you will find, so A plus B is equal to what? A plus B, if I calculate, is equal to nothing but if I add together. So this is the x component. Okay, this is x vector, this is y vector, because I is the unit vector towards x and j. So we can add this equal vector. So 2 plus 5 is equal to 7i ultimately, and this will be minus 6j. So from there, if I want to calculate the mod, that will become 7 square plus 3 square. So that will be the magnitude. So ultimately that is 49 plus 9, that is equal to under root of 58. So this will be the resultant magnitude of A plus B. But this is the earlier method. But if you want to do with the triangular law of or any law, so let me check if it is possible. Now I will use the graphical method to represent that vectors with a position vector. Let's say this is y axis, this is x axis. I will divide it equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just be with me. It is very interesting to understand, although it is not required in exam, but if your concept is clear, anything will be very clear to you. So that's why I am just showing it. So in the other side, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the first vector, if I say 2, so x will be 2 and y will be 3. So 2, I draw a line accordingly. So this will be somewhere. Okay, so this will be the contact point. This may be, I can say this is A, represented by 2, 3, and this is your position vector. Second one is B is 5, 6, minus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 means the last one. So if I draw vertical and so this will be the vector. So this will be the vector if I add this. Okay. So this will be your B 5, minus 6. Okay. Now what is the what would be your resultant of these two vector? To get the resultant, I have to put this vector in order. So that means if it is following up to the head, so parallelly I have to shift this, and I have to draw some vectors which will be like that, and if I draw it, it will form a parallelogram. So this will be shifted equally. So now the resultant will be, if I can get vector this will be in order this way, because this is vector 1. So this is, if I say this is B vector, this is A vector, so this is also B, this is A, the result is R. Now this direction you can understand, but what is the point here? Now when I am shifting this vector parallelly, so this distance has to be this distance. So that means whatever way it is shifted, so I have to shift this in the similar way. This triangle has to be same. This triangle, if I mark it dark, so this shifting will be same. So what is the shift here? 2, 3 would be the start vector. So similarly, the head has to be shift 2, 3. So if I shift 2, 3 here, what would be your x-axis here? 5 plus 2 would be 7, and 3 positive. So minus 6 plus 3. So this will be minus 3. So then what is the vector here? If I represent it, there is the R vector. So R will directly from the graph, I will get 7i, because I is the unit vector towards x-axis, and minus 3 means minus 3j. So this will be the vector, resultant vector. Now what is the mod value of it I can directly get from the triangular law. For triangular law, this plus this is equal to this. So if I take the mod of it, now I can get the same result. So to get the resultant, I can also use this graphical method. So that will follow the method of triangular law addition vector. Okay, I have shifted this one. That will be discontinued line also. So that will be the parallel vector shifted. Okay, from there I can get the coordinate and the vector itself, and then I can find the result. Understood? Okay, moving to the next problem. If R vector equal to A plus B vector and the mod means this is given as just the value of the magnitude as same, then angle between A and B. So A and B vector, this is just to find the angle between this. So resultant is A plus B, then A plus B, then mod, if I say the mod of R must be equal to A plus B, so that anyhow comes from this parallelogram vector addition formula cos theta. Now this is equal to R, mod R or R, whatever you like, right? So now R is equal to, so all three I can put as A. This is A, I'll make square of this. This will be A square plus B square means A square again. 2AB minus 2A square and cos theta all together. So from here we can cancel A, this is 2A. So 2A I take common, 1 plus cos theta. So from there 2A into 1 plus cos theta, that I already told you, cos 2 theta is equal to what? 1 minus 2 cos square theta minus 1. This is the formula, 2 cos square theta minus 1. So if I, instead of 2 theta it is theta, so that will turn into cos square theta by 2 minus 1. So now this is A square. Now A is equal to not equal to 0 vector, cannot be null vector, you can assume it, because these are distinct vectors. If A is 0, the all are null vectors, so there will be no question of putting parallelogram law in that. So A can be cancelled out. So ultimately, this will be only this one, because one already there. So 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta. So that will give 2 into 2, 4. So that means 4 cos square theta by 2 is equal to 1, or from here cos theta by 2 is equal to plus minus half. Both can be possible. Okay, because when you will do square root, so plus minus as per the rule we have to take. Now cos theta, whether it plus or minus both is possible. If I take cos theta by 2 is equal to plus half, so it will give you cos 60 degree. Half is equal to cos 60. So from there cos theta by 2 is equal to 60 degree. So theta is equal to 120 degree. This will be the one answer. If I take the minus 1, whether it will solve your thing. If I take minus half, that means minus cos 60. So any minus will give you the cos of 90 plus 60, because as per this is all sine, tan, cos, and if it is multiple of 90, even odd multiple of 90, it will be same. So and cos 9 it will change, so it will not be like that, it will be 180 minus 60. Okay, because all sine even of 90 means 2 into 90. When it is even multiple of 90, cos will remain cos. Any ratio will remain same. So cos will remain cos. So cos minus 60 can be converted because this will come to the second coordinate. Second coordinate, cos is negative. Okay, so that will turn into cos of what? 120 degree. So now from here theta by 2 is becomes 120. Theta is equal to 240. Now whether this 240 implies the same, because earlier answer was 120. Okay, now we know any vectors acting, any two vectors acting each other from a same point will take always the minimum angle between them, that is already learned. Now for 240, if it is 120, the 240 will be somewhere here. That means if it is 60 degree, this is also 60 degree. Okay, so this together 120, 120, that will be 240, but opposite angle is 120. This is the lesser one. So we learned whenever we consider any angle between two vectors has to be considered the minimum angle. So in that case 240 also implies the same result, that is 120. So this answer would be 120 between A and B. Understood? Okay. So this is up to today. In the next video, will forward from problem number 4. So thank you for now. Keep watching.